This one's for all the girls whose dads have passed on. All the daddy's girls. Tony the Barber, 5'4", raised at the Walter E. Fernald School for the Feeble-Minded. Ran away from there. Was in foster care for a little while, but Mrs. Brackey used to beat him over the head with a belt buckle and give him the heel of the Italian bread wrapped in newspaper for lunch. And so at school he would raise 2 fingers and be allowed to go to the bathroom, and he'd go into the coat room and steal the lunches from the girls. He ran away from the Walter E. Fernald School and jumped on the back of a freight car with his harmonica and rode the deep south across to California. From wherever the train took him out of Boston to the south, must have been the line down the coast through the Virginias. And he rode the rails as a drifter and ended up in California, where he joined the Army. But before he joined the Army, he had met a lot of people along the way. He remembers the black man with no legs who rolled around on a little dolly, probably New Orleans or Mississippi, somewhere, and that man made him a hot meal. And he never forgot it. My father's first black friend, real guy. You know, white people talk about having black friends. My father had the best introduction into the world of what it's like to be black and also infirm. This man was generous and made a hot meal for Dad, and Dad was a drifter. So in our family, we never had any white notions about black people. Not in my father's house. Happy Juneteenth to all the freed slaves and all their descendants today. And he also, along the way, he'd take a couple jobs on farms, you know. He'd end up on a farm and he'd be a farmhand for a while. And in one farm, he cut a plow handle, a John Deere plow handle, into his pair of bones. And I have them. Where did I put them now? Oh, they're over here. I can show them to you. These are the bones my father made out of a John Deere plow handle. And he carved them and he put them between his fingers like this on his left hand. He was a lefty. And he would play them like this, only he could play triplets like a drummer on a snare drum. And he would hold the harmonica in this hand and play the bones in the other. And we've got video of him doing that. Maybe I'll post one of those. My cousin Philip made him another pair out of a lighter weight tree, and those ended up getting lost at the nursing home. Somebody pilfered them. But these are the ones Dad made. He would wear them on a chain, like a keychain on his belt. But when he ended up in California, there was a band leader, an orchestra leader, who had a bones player who was playing 2 sets in both hands. Or else the guy was playing with both hands. And Dad held up his set, and the band leader let him come up and play along with the band. And when they were finished, the band leader or orchestra leader, whoever he was, invited Dad to live with them for a week and wanted him to join the tour. So this was a fairly well-known traveling orchestra before World War II in California. Nelson Riddle? Who would it have been? Wanted Dad to become a touring feature. And I often wonder, you know, if he had said yes, because he said no, he had to keep moving, he had to keep going. He called himself a rambler. If he had accepted that, he never would have joined the Army, and he never would have met Mom in his whole life. He would have become a world sensation, like Bo Diddley or Ishkabibble or, you know, Charlie Chaplin, who knows? He was that good. That was Dad. And he went on and joined the Army and ended up serving under Patton and earning the Bronze Star for the Battle of the Bulge and the Remagen Bridge as a forward observer. And he would always say, "Don't come up behind me in the dark." Ever. That PTSD never left him. And he said he wasn't brave. He was scared to death. I wonder how many soldiers would ever say that they were scared to death. Dad was honest like that. So today's Father's Day. Dad would have wanted to spend it his way. Maybe take a 2-mile walk, sit with his hands in his belt chewing on a toothpick, falling asleep on the sofa, or just walking around the neighborhood and going up on people's porches and sitting down and having a chat. Back in the day when you could do that in any neighborhood. Happy Father's Day to the girls who miss their dads today.